guys, we're going to do some analogies. So I really like analogy. We'll get a hang of what analogies are as we get going. So we're going to, in green, it gives you one relationship. Analogies are kind of like relationships. So climb is to ladder, as carry is to, looks like that is a screwdriver, a rabbit, or a wheelbarrow. So climb, that's an action you do. You would climb up a ladder. That's a thing. So action, thing, action, carry is an action. So we're looking for a thing. Is the thing related to carry a screwdriver, a rabbit, or a wheelbarrow? Which one of these three will carry something? You climb a ladder, you carry using a wheelbarrow. Okay? So that's the first one. So we did number 1 together. Number 2, cook is to chef, as paint is to, this looks like an artist. Let me see if I can zoom in on the pictures more for you. So cook is to chef, as paint is to which of these? Looks like an artist, looks like a pilot, and this looks like a doctor with a stethoscope. So a chef is someone that cooks. Which one of these three people would paint? An artist, a pilot, or a doctor? If you said artist, you're right. All right, I'm going to back it out just so you see the whole thing. Architect is to building, as composer is to, this is a musical note, this looks like a 2-story house, and this looks like a painting, maybe the Mona Lisa. So an architect is someone who makes a building. A composer is someone who, is it related to a musical, a house, or a painting? I'm through the very end, so after this one, you're going to just keep track. But a composer is related to music. Composers put together songs. They write the score is what it's called. All right, here we go. Now for 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, I want you to write it down on a piece of paper what you think it is, and then at the end I'll come and we can check. Hammer is to carpenter, as test tube is to, which is test tube related to? Hammer is to carpenter, as test tube is to, this looks like a computer with some test tubes. This looks like someone wearing a white lab coat, maybe a scientist, and this is a window. Which one do you think? And if you want to just number 1, 2, 3, that might be easier for your answer. So hammer is to carpenter, as test tube is to 1, computer, 2, scientist, 3, window. Number 5, comb is to hair, as rake is to a tree with leaves on the ground, a shovel, or a flower. I think it's easier if I don't zoom in. So comb is to hair, as rake is to leaves on the ground by a tree, that's 1, a shovel, that's 2, a potted flower, that's 3. If you ever need to pause, you can just pause the video, okay? Number 6, teacher is to classroom, as engineer is to bicycle, treehouse, forgot that word for a minute, or train. So teacher is to classroom, as engineer is 1, bicycle, 2, treehouse, 3, train. Number 7, fashion designer is to clothes, as author is to 1, bread, 2, looks like a keypad maybe, or a, almost looks like Connect 4 but not enough circles, or 3, a book. Fashion designer is to clothes, as author is to bread, keypad, or book. And last one, police officer is to badge, as server is to, this is a name tag, it says Chris, how may I help you? This looks like a notebook, and this looks like some glasses on a tray. So police officer is to badge, as server is to name tag for number 1, notebook for number 2, or tray with drinks on it for number 3. All right, so let's see. We went through, we're going to look at number 4. Hammer is to carpenter, as test tube is to scientist, number 2. Number 5. Comb is to hair, as rake is to number 1, tree with leaves on the ground. Right? The comb goes through the hair. The rake picks up the leaves. And for number 4, the hammer is a tool that a carpenter uses. A test tube is a tool that a scientist uses. Here we are for number 6. Teacher is to classroom, as engineer is to number 3, train. Now, a teacher works in a classroom. An engineer, there's different kinds of engineers, so this one was kind of tricky. I had an uncle who was a train engineer, and they're engineers, that's the name of the driver of a train. Like the pilot of a train is an engineer. Number 7, fashion designer is to clothes, as author is to number 3, book. Number 8, police officer is to badge, as server is to name tag. So the police officer wears a badge, or has a badge in their wallet. A server, like at a restaurant, like a waiter or waitress, they wear a name tag. So that's their identification. A name tag or a badge. Different kinds of identification. Hope you guys like analogies. From a book I really enjoy. It's called Perfectly Logical for ages 8 through 12. Challenging teasers and logic puzzles for smart kids like you. We'll be doing a few more of these. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you later.